Hola, ¿cómo estás? I have a new filming setup with this iPad, and I'm very excited. I think this looks really, really good. So I hope you like today's video. Bueno, today I wanted to talk to you about Spanish learning flashcards. Now, many of us enjoy using flashcards in order to improve our Spanish. And like I've written here, flashcards are, and let's use the pencil because I want to feel fancy, are amazing for learning new vocabulary. They really are. Flashcards are fantastic. And they are the best method for memorizing new words and phrases. But con cuidado, be careful. Why? Well, I want to talk about the piano analogy. So, a lot of people who learn Spanish typically do one of two things. They either learn words and phrases, or they learn words and phrases in conjunction with learning grammar. Now, a lot of people avoid grammar like the plague when it comes to learning Spanish, but I'm going to tell you why that is a big mistake. Big mistake. I'm having so much fun writing this digital whiteboard. So fun. Okay, I want to give this analogy of the piano. Okay, so I can play a few songs on the piano. Okay, I can go to someone's house, I can be at a party, I can play a few songs on the piano, and I can impress people. But at the end of the day, I can't play anything I want. I couldn't play in a band, I couldn't sit down and read music. I only know how to play the songs that I have learned how to play from just watching YouTube videos. This is the equivalent of only using flashcards. Okay, so you're using flashcards to learn new words and phrases. So, ¿dónde está el baño? ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? ¿Cómo estás? Okay? And that's all fine and dandy. It's good to memorize words and phrases. However, if you avoid learning the grammar, you are going to get stuck as you progress in your Spanish learning journey. So, in comparison to me, my uncle is absolutely fantastic at playing the piano. He knows all the notes and the scales, and he can play any song he wants to. He can sit down, he can read music, he can play in a band, whereas me, I can just play the songs I know, impress people, but once it comes to actually being able to play music, play with other people, or play whatever I want, I can't do it and I get stuck. Okay, so my uncle has done the Spanish equivalent of learning the different conjugations and why we would say por instead of para or ser versus estar. So please, 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 the lesson of today's lesson is to not avoid grammar. I promise you, if you were to just sit down and learn, for example, I don't know, the simple formula ir plus a plus infinitive, for example. Now, by just learning that quick little formula, you are able to speak Spanish in the future tense. Now, you might have not learned something like this, even though it is quite simple, if you were just focusing on learning words and phrases. Okay, so let's say I want to say, I am going to eat. All I would need to say is voy, which is coming from the verb ir, then a, which is the a there, meaning to, and then comer. Voy a comer. I am going to eat. So do not avoid learning things like this because it is extremely useful. So I am not saying that you should not use flashcards. You should use flashcards to learn new vocabulary. However, you need to pair that with learning things like patterns, right? Ir plus a plus infinitive. Or why an AR verb, for example, in the present tense would be conjugated as o, as, a, amos, and an, right? Things like that. Oh, let me move this over for you. Okay, so that you can see that. Okay? Anyhow, that is today's quick and simple lesson. I hope this has helped. If it has, click the link in the video description to join our Fluent Spanish Speaker Academy. Our goal is to help you have a 10-minute conversation in Spanish in 90 days without feeling unconfident. So you can check it out by clicking the link in the video description. Muchas gracias. Hasta luego.